Hey there, Andrew. C1D Paintball. This game played at Warzone Paintball in Rigo. There's myself, Eric, Jeff. Called him Gary last video. His name is Jeff. And William playing on the orange side. I mentioned I called Jeff Gary previous video, which was the previous game before that. So we're flipping from that one. We're spawning in the town map. We're spawning north. The other team spawning south. It is a 4v4. I don't know what 4v. I was thinking Roman numerals, but V is 5. So I was wrong on many different levels there. Eric and I are going to go east around the containers, while Jeff and William are going to go more west, just into the heart of the town, just off the spawn. And that's all I need to know. Let's get this going.
So who's going where? You wanna cut left?
So Eric and I get across the little path here. There's path cuts in the middle of the map. People wonder about that if they haven't been to the field themselves. I've had comments about it. Why don't they fill that with something? Because it's actually a road. It goes up to the top part of the field. Although they have put some barriers in there, kind of squeeze it in to make it not as bad, but it's. I like the element of there. But anyway, Eric and I get across. I throw a couple of shots, cover fire. As I'm going across, I spot at least one. Well, I spot one enemy player who's coming across with us. So we are not alone. One of the things I do like about playing with an experienced player, and you guys watched our videos, you know me, I love playing with newer players. Perk's playing with all different kinds of players. Perk playing with a vet like Eric here. He's up in front of me, slightly right. He's got his marker up, gonna go left, right. I got his back a little more upright, so you know, we're both covering this well. Don't even have to verbally say anything because we played so much paintball before that, as the expression is, it goes without saying. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. I was talking about how good it was to play with a veteran player like Eric, how we kind of got each other's backs. All of a sudden, I go away from Eric. Well, this is why. As Eric kind of approaches the area between the two containers, there's a gap here. There's a little arrow I'm going to put here. There's just a gap coming from there. A shot goes across his face, so it doesn't hit him, but sends him back. Now, the reason why I'm saying hear me out is I kind of retreat back to circle around, because from that angle, I know on this map that angle, an enemy has got to be at least in mid-town for that, maybe even a little bit more north. So it's in my best interests. I want to get rid of that guy. So I'm going to circle around, see if I can go into the town, take a look, and maybe take that guy out. I trust Eric with his experience. He's not going to stick his head out on the right where he did before, because obviously the guy just shot on him. We still know there's a guy probably coming up on the left. Eric can take care of that guy. I want to get the guy in town, because if we want to advance through containers, we don't need shots going through that lane. And you can also see William here. He's about to go down the back alley, going south along the edge of the map here, towards the enemy spawn.
One at sandbags!
Now, you can't see it on the camera. Well, I'll circle the area that I'm looking at here, but I call out sandbags, which is the enemy spawn area. Like I said, I could see it in real life. I could see it. My camera could not. But trust me, it's there. So I make the call out that there's still some enemy, at least one, still at their spawn.
Sandbags! Two at spawn.
Okay, so I went back across the field into the town. And as I did, I saw a second enemy at the sandbags. And I call it out for my teammates in the area to hear. I refer to as spawn just in case they don't know that's what sandbags is, the call out. There's It's not an official call out, but anyway, just to be clear, that there's at least 2 at spawn. Now this big army vehicle I'm behind, that's new this year. I don't know where it was before on the field, but it wasn't on this field. And one thing about big vehicles like this, it's very high up from the ground. I didn't really scout the field too well before the match, so I don't know if you're south of it, if you got a good line of sight and can shoot underneath it. And there's a lot of underneath because it's so high up. So I'm going to try to stay, when I'm behind here, to either behind the front or the back tire, just to be safe. Okay, enemy spotted, and in a few seconds he's going to be off the field, so one less enemy to worry about because I'm going to take him out. Now, seeing what he's wearing, that's the same guy who went across when Eric and I originally spawned, so he's going to be out. And in my head, I'm sitting there thinking, with him out, and by the way, when I fire at him, I don't realize he's out right away. I'll realize it after, but anyway, I do take him out. But in my head, with this guy out, I'm thinking maybe Eric can go around down containers all the way south and perhaps flank the enemy spawn where I recently saw as many as 2 enemy players. At least it's the idea in my head. All right, so I wasn't quite sure, as I mentioned before, if I took that guy out, the hoodie guy. So when I kind of circle back and take a look here, I fire 1 shot where he was before in case maybe draw somebody out, freak him out. But what happens is one of his teammates will pop up on the right side. And actually behind him, you can see the guy who I just knocked out. But then there's this other guy, and I fire a bunch of shots going everywhere. And one of the last 2 shots took him out. I just, once again, I didn't know. But he did get hit by one of those 2 shots. So, yeah, gotta be lucky to be good, good to be lucky. Don't associate good with me. In my play, it's almost exclusively lucky. Actually, and more unlucky than lucky, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. All right, I'm on the move again, and from this angle I can actually concentrate on sandbags. You can see sandbags, just little window here. So there's some sandbags there, and that's the enemy spawn. So for a few seconds, focused on this area. So there's actually 2 enemies I see here. You see the full body of the one guy. And you can see the arm just kind of going around the corner of the second guy. His arm up, I guess he had his marker, so you just kind of see his elbow, whatever that is. It's his arm, whatever that is. Not his leg, not up there. We weren't playing against acrobats. Anyway, I'm gonna fire 2-3 shots in here. I don't know, but I got the lead guy, although clear as day when the video restarts, you hear the guy call out that he's hit. So for some reason, I didn't register it. So I fire those shots in, I take a guy out. I still think there's 2 of them there. So let's get going. No, holding up 2 fingers because I got Jeff there. Letting him know there's 2 players over there to the left. There's actually only 1, I mentioned that before. But anyway, trying to communicate. Now Jeff's actually gonna go back along the back alley in the middle there, try to get in the heart of the town. Because, you know, with enemy players there, and I've told him there's 2, so even though there's only 1, you may think there's 2. But by being where I am and him coming around that way, it would better pinch, better cover if he goes that route. And yeah, I am afraid of here that if there were two players, I'm behind this container, one of them can come around each side to my left or to my right. So that's on my mind right now for the next few seconds, that I could get pinched out here if they coordinate an attack.
Hit! Out! Coming out! Coming out!
Game
Good
over.
trade, buddy.
So after a close call a few seconds earlier, me and the player I'm facing against trade out, and the whistle blows, and all of a sudden I realize, oh, I guess that was the last player. It is game over. So yeah, fun game. Now I'll give credit to the enemy here, because at one point they seemed to have at least two guys pinned at spawn. And I was thinking Eric's going to walk down the containers and help flank them. Well, they actually took two guys, wrapped around, took Eric out, and almost encircled us, made the game, it was a 2-on-2 until late. And just kudos to them. Fun game. Honestly, this map, this part of the field, very underrated. When you go to the field, it's the first thing you see. And I know a lot of people that just see it on the videos or just studied that little map I made. It's not 100% accurate, that map, by the way, the graphic, but it gives you a good idea. And they think, it's a little boring in that. It is not boring. There are lots of really wicked angles there. And with the little changes they did between last year and this year, amplified that, took it up a notch. A really great field. But that's it for this one. Go out there, have fun, help the new players. Always show respect, even if it's all veteran players out there. You played so many games on that. Why cross the line? Go out there, have fun, and remember, at the end of the day, it's only a game.
Game over.